But first, it's time for some tips from Harry Wallop.
This series, our resident consumer journalist Harry will be revealing some clever ways we can save money on things that affect all our lives, from food shopping to banking, even insurance. But today, he's tackling phone deals.
How much money do you spend on your mobile? For most of us, they're crucial bits of kit, but gosh, they've become expensive. Take the market leaders, for instance. If you want to take out a contract on one of Apple or Samsung's flagship phones, over the course of a standard 2-year deal, you could easily be forking out over £1,500. So what's the solution? And how can you save money on your mobile? 1. Go SIM only. To improve your monthly allowance of calls, texts and mobile data, you don't have to buy a new phone. Instead, you can keep your existing phone and decide to go SIM only. This means you buy a new SIM card separately to put into your phone. But why is this better? Well, first off, it can work out much cheaper, as you don't have to pay off a brand new handset each month. SIM-only deals are changing all the time, but for most of us, finding a plan with all the minutes, texts and data you need should be achievable for around £10 a month. Secondly, SIM-only deals are often available on much shorter contract lengths. 30 days is typical. Lebara, ID Mobile and giffgaff may not be household names, but they are all highly competitive SIM-only suppliers, so worth checking out. As is Smarty, who let you use your data and minutes in the EU at no extra charge. 2. Refurbished or rent. What if you still want to upgrade your phone without forking out a fortune for the latest model? Well, firstly consider buying a refurbished handset. Now don't worry, these are professionally restored and repaired phones that come from bona fide companies, and there are plenty of options out there. Compare and Recycle is a comparison site that shows you the best deals for refurbed phones, and it's also worth checking out Mazillion, a phone-focused marketplace, which lets you make offers for the device you want, and their phones come with a 24-month warranty. Alternatively, you could go one step further and slash your upfront costs even more by renting your phone. There are a handful of suppliers, notably Music Magpie and Raylo. With Raylo, you can rent either brand new phones or refurbished ones, while with Music Magpie, it's refurbished phones only. I actually took the plunge earlier this year, paying £20.99 a month to rent a refurbished but pristine iPhone 11 Pro. And with this, I can, after a year, upgrade my device or hand it back again. The other thing worth considering when renting is it's far better for the environment, as the phone can be used by multiple people in its lifetime, meaning fewer new phones need to be produced. So there you have it. If you want to save a bob or two on your mobile, now you know how to do it. Happy saving!
It's time to talk car insurance.
Oh, do we have to?
We do. I've had my email through. My premium has doubled, and I'm looking for a better deal right now.
Doubled?
Yeah, I know. But there are a few tips and tricks we can all do to save some money.
Sounds like a job for Harry Wallop.
Car insurance currently costs an average of £776 a year, a 42% increase compared to last year, and the highest on record. So, the question is, how can we try and reduce these costs? 1. Shop around. The first thing many of us do when pricing up car insurance is to use a price comparison site. And yes, that is sensible. But you should know that on some sites, the best deals will not automatically appear at the top of the quote results. Companies can pay to appear first, so make sure you scroll down to check out all the offers. It's also worth noting that quite a few well-known insurance companies refuse to give their deals to the price comparison sites. Direct Line and Aviva are 2 examples. To get a quote from them, you need to go direct. 2. Additional drivers. My next car insurance top tip may sound like a counterintuitive one, but stick with me. Try adding another driver to your policy. You'll nearly always have the option to. If the other driver is deemed to be a safe bet, they might bring your premiums down. How much you could save will depend on factors like age, occupation, and where they live. But there are plenty of people who have saved using this trick, so it's certainly worth a try. 3. Pay by mile. In recent years, we've seen companies popping up offering policies where you pay based on how much you drive rather than a fixed fee each month. By Miles and Marmalade are some of the newer players in the market, but there's many more, including some of the traditional insurance who now offer pay-as-you-go cover. Now, this isn't going to be particularly cost-effective for those of you who are on the road a lot, but if you do fewer than 5,000 miles a year, you could save around £120 versus a traditional policy. 4. Renew at the right time and pay up front. The day you choose to renew your insurance and how you pay is important. According to the RAC Motoring Group, a recent comparison of more than 50 million quotes found that buying insurance 24 days before a renewal date gives the cheapest cover. In fact, it could save you as much as 40% on your policy, compared with buying it the day you need the cover to start. Plus, when it comes to paying annually or monthly, remember monthly payments can accrue interest, putting up to 17% on your premium. So if you can, pay up front. It could well save you a few quid. There you have it. We might not be able to claw back all the recent car insurance hikes, but using these handy tips could certainly set you back on the right road.
But first, a topic that really pays to take an interest in. Over to Harry Wallop.
Bank accounts. We all need one, but let's face it, deciding which one to choose or to switch to can be tough. Thankfully though, I've got some tips on how to make our money work harder for us. 1. Switch banks. While the recent hikes in interest rates have been bad news for borrowers, they have triggered banks to launch many new products designed to tempt savers to move our money to them. Deals are constantly changing, but it's incredibly common to find banks offering you £100, £150, even £200 bonus just to switch your account to them. And you often also get bonus savings rates for the first year and cash back on purchases. Now, the idea of switching banks for many of us may sound like a drastic and difficult measure, but it really isn't. It's not too dissimilar to changing, say, your insurance or utility provider. That said, few of us do it. A recent survey showed that over the course of a year, 1 in 5 switched electricity or gas supplier, 1 in 8 switched broadband, but just 1 in 71 people switch current accounts. This is exactly why we're seeing banks offer generous incentives to buck this trend. When you also consider that the government-backed current account switching service makes it the bank's responsibility to transfer all your direct debits, standing orders and salary payments along with closing your old account. It seems pretty sweet, right? Remember, loyalty often does not pay, so switching could well be for you. 2. Packaged bank accounts. If you do decide to switch, another tactic worth considering is getting a packaged account. So called because they can include packaged benefits such as travel insurance, gadget insurance, breakdown cover for your car, and home emergency cover. Now, all of these perks do not come free. Fees range between about £12 and about £20 a month. But often this will work out cheaper than paying for all of those things separately. You should certainly do your own number crunching, but I found a packaged bank account costing £12.50 a month with a leading provider which offers gadget insurance, breakdown cover, and worldwide travel insurance. Getting similar cover separately would cost about £15 a month for the gadgets, £9 for the travel insurance, and £7.50 for the breakdown. So that works out as a saving of £19 a month, or nearly £230 a year. 3. Consider one of the digital challenger banks. Challenger banks are the new kids on the banking block. They don't have bricks and mortar branches, and all the banking is done through an app. The benefit of these banks is that they often offer better rates for instant access savings, frequently have lower fees when you use them to spend abroad, and their apps offer things like budgeting tools and savings pots, handy for managing your money. The best-known challenger banks are Monzo, Starling and Crew, but there are plenty popping up all the time. And if you do decide to go with one of these digital banks, be reassured that they're fully protected by the official Financial Services Compensation Scheme. This means if they were for some reason to collapse, the government would guarantee £85,000 worth of your money. The key thing to ask yourself is, have you had your bank account longer than either your job, marriage or children? If so, there's a high chance you may not be getting the best value out of it. So using these tips could be good for your wallet.